Hi everyone, my name is Blake and I love all different types of music. Sorry for my lack of posting on here. My plan is to do videos Monday through Friday and skip Wednesdays. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I planned on doing this last week and getting this video out on the 10th, but I had some health issues last week. I was supposed to create this video over the weekend so I could have it ready for Monday morning, but instead I just had one of the laziest weekends I've had in a while. But we're back. Thanks again for all your support and for being here for these reviews. Today's review is the new album from pop legend Madonna, titled Confessions 2. This is the 15th studio album from the Queen of Pop herself. I was very excited to listen to this album for a couple of reasons. For one, I listened to the singles that were coming out for it, and I really enjoyed them, especially Love Sensation. And if you recall from my top 10 albums video I did recently, I really love dance pop and synth pop, especially Cannons. Cannons was, I won't spoil it, but really high up on the list. I was also excited to hear this album because, well, I have a confession to make. I've never listened to a Madonna album all the way through. I've maybe heard 3 Madonna songs in my entire life. It's not that I have anything against her music or her at all. It just isn't a discography that I've really had the intent to explore yet. But I figured, with a brand new Madonna album, this would be the perfect time to kind of jump in. So with that kind of context in mind, just know that I don't really have anything to compare this to with her previous discography. I don't know if the genres that she's exploring in this are, the norm for her. I really don't know. And another genre that I'm not too familiar with as well is house, which this album is a lot of it is house music, especially the first half. The opener, titled I Feel So Free, which I think was one of the singles, it's cool. It starts with almost like an open word segment, and instantly, within the first minute of the song, it's apparent that the production on this album is top tier, which is something I'll probably say a few times, but I really mean it. The effects that are on her voice in this song are a really nice touch. And I dare you to listen to this song, or really any song on the song, without at least kind of bobbing your head. This is definitely an album that's made for the dance floor. It kind of almost felt a little strange, just listen to it in a computer chair with headphones on. But another consistent standout on this album is the transitions between the songs. It's smooth every time. It really almost feels like you're listening to a whole DJ set. But I mean that in a good way. I don't really listen to DJ sets that often, but it's very smooth. The tracks flow into each other in a really satisfying way. It also is pretty easily apparent, that sounds about right, how great her voice sounds. I'll bring that up a few times as well. Good for the Soul is a great example of that. It's another standout in a really strong first half. The drum track is really catchy, and the beat switch up at the 2-minute 20-second mark is an early standout in the album. One Step Away is also great. The pulse of the song is it's got a great pulse, great beat to it, and is one of her strongest vocal performances on the album, in my opinion. Bring Your Love featuring Sabrina Carpenter is also pretty great. I love when they keep trading back and forth. I got something I want to talk about, and then she's like, Sabrina, I got something I want to talk about. I don't know, this is kind of cool. Their voices go really well together, and the chorus on this song is one of the catchiest on the album. I legit got up and danced around the room. I'm glad I don't record reactions because nobody wants to see that. The 5th song, Danceteria, I think is how you pronounce it, that's honestly a 10 out of 10 song to me. Her vocals are so insane on the pre-chorus, and the bass during the chorus is so good. I made notes while I was listening to this first time. I was like, I feel like this song just belongs on a drag show. like I can't picture anything else when I hear this song. And that would probably go for a lot of songs on this album, but this song in particular would just be fire. Read My Lips was probably the first song on this album that I didn't care for a whole lot, and also the point on the album where I was first starting to feel like, okay, there's 16 tracks on this thing. Are they all going to be like super danceable, like house, dance pop, or if there's going to be kind of some changes? Fortunately, though, this song was followed by another one of my favorites on the album with Everything. This song is like much more electronic with the synths and the effects on her voice. I absolutely love like right before the bass drop, where she says like, "It's not okay, I don't fuck with it." Like right before the bass drop, it's just, it kind of cracked me up every time, but like it's not cheesy, like it was just kind of cool. Her vocals are really cool on this song as well. Just like the way she enunciates the words is so satisfying. Like she says like cold sweat, and like you hear like the T. It's just, I don't know, it's really cool. The slow build up to the second chorus around the halfway point in the song is peak. Like that's one of the best parts of this album, and it was probably the most memorable part on this album for me. Honestly, Everything, it's top 3 songs on the album for me. Love Sensation, I already mentioned, you know, I like that as a single. It kind of feels like a bridge into the second half. The second half I feel like is a little more mixed in quality, but there are still some standouts. Love Without Words is a really strong dance pop song. There's this really cool, like glitchy kind of breakdown around the 2-minute mark that like genuinely took me by surprise, because there was nothing else on the album up to the point that really sounded like that. And then like the way there's like this glitchy production, it's kind of stripped back for a while and then slowly builds the song back up. It was really that's a very satisfying song to listen to. The 10th through the 12th tracks on this album, Bizarre, School, and Fragile, they had good aspects, but they didn't grab me quite as much as some of the other songs on this album. Her vocals on the chorus of Bizarre are really nice, just like the way she sings the word bizarre is nice. School is really cool to listen to with nice headphones. It's like constantly switching back and forth between the left and the right, and it's pretty cool. Fragile is a slower song compared to honestly every other song on the album before this one. The synths almost kind of sound like strings, and she's singing in a pretty high register for most of the song, but it sounds wonderful. Her voice has aged amazingly. But after these 3 songs, this was the second time on the album where I was kind of worried, feeling a little bit of burnout. And then just like before with, you know, Everything, you know, once again, the album just throws a song to completely switch it up, with My Sins Are My Savior. That might be my favorite song on the album. It's right there with Everything and Danceteria. The beat is just like so filthy. Like it gave me like, I was doing the stank face like listening to the song. It was awesome. There's some sort of noise during the chorus. I do not know what it is. It must be like a sample of something, but it sounds like a goat bleeding or something. Not bleeding, bleating, but I don't know how else to describe it. Somebody else who's heard the song, please comment and tell me what that is, because I have no idea, but it sounds so cool. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to mention it again because this song makes me think of it. The production on this album is just incredible. This is one of the best produced songs I've heard easily all year. It's followed by another really unique song with Betrayal. This song kind of gives me like a trip hop vibe. And there's like this trumpet that is so striking because everything else on this album is so like synthetic up to this point. And the trumpet just like really hits you when you hear it. You're like I think I said out loud, I was like, whoa, is that a trumpet? Like, what the hell? This is a much more laid back song, and it's honestly one I'll probably return to on the album a lot just because it's so unique. The final 2 tracks aren't some of the strongest tracks on the album, although the closer on this album I think contains her best writing. It's just a really pretty pop song with some emotional lyrics and solid vocals. Anytime that Madonna is in her lower register, I think she sounds really good. I mean, she sounds good whatever note she's singing, but her lower register in particular is just gorgeous. And just comparing like the first song on this album, like how, you know, dance pop house it was, compared to like this last song, which is kind of more sad and like just really beautiful, is cool. And that's ultimately what I wanted out of the album, was, you know, some really great danceable house songs, but some things to also switch it up, and I think Madonna delivered. You know, I do feel the album could have been trimmed down just a little bit, and there was a few songs I didn't care for, but I think it's an extremely strong album from the Queen of Pop. In a year like absolutely stacked with amazing pop records, I think this one does enough to stand out from its peers by, you know, its top-notch production. There's a track list full of just bangers, I mean, like club bangers, and enough interesting songs to keep me entertained throughout all of its runtime. I can honestly recommend this album to anybody who's a fan of pop or dance music. If you don't want to listen to the full thing, which I get it, because it is a long album, I think it's over an hour. Check out My Sins Are My Savior and Danceteria, those two songs I think in particular. So I'm going to rate this album an 8 out of 10. And now for some notes from Leonard. He wrote, "The icon does it again. I've named 3 of my daughters after her. And also, Danceteria is what they call the cafeteria when I'm there." He rated it a 97. Nice. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.